Hi guys, welcome to Covert with Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and don't forget to hit the bell button so you know when I upload some videos. So today we're going to talk about co-parenting with a narcissist and time, wasted time. This is something that I had to like months after the divorce that I had, almost like 9 months or so, almost a year, that I had this thought going through my head, like, you finished the relationship with a narcissist, they left or you left, and of course they moved on with the speed of light because the new supply is already in the on the side while they were in a relationship with you, so they zoom into that one. And so you're pretty much kind of like left holding the bag, so to speak. So the thoughts go in your mind, like mine was, I like, it's like this, like it's time to me, as like there was this wasted time, like this was time I could have used to be with somebody else, real, somebody else, and genuine. And but I kept looking at those time with this narcissist like they're wasted, and that, like I said, this was the months after the divorce, and then of course them moving on, like, it almost looked like, well, kind of like their life didn't stop, or like their nothing changed for them, which nothing really changed for these people. So it's like they continued, and you're kind of like, to you is like you stopped. Obviously you're reassessing and assessing what's just happened and trying to understand what went on and how to move on from there. And especially if they leave, they discarded you and leave you the mess they always do, or you left them. Either way, there are so many pieces to kind of try to pick up and shove them back to where they're supposed to be. So, and then them moving on and jumping into the relationship, and if they weren't married before, were married to you, now they're married, or if they didn't have children with you, now they have children, or they have more children. So maybe they didn't want to have more children with you, but immediately they left, zoom, they to the new supply, they have a brand new baby on the way. So you kind of like have, if you're like me, I was thinking, wow, look at the whole time, 11 years is just, it was a waste, like I had those thoughts, and I'm sure you guys probably do, especially in the beginning stages of the healing, or right after the relationship end. It's like, what did I get from this? Like, I was asking myself that question, like, like I'm here trying to figure out what to do next, and this and that, and he already jumped into another relationship, like moving on, like, life is all good. Of course, as we finally learn about this stuff, we know it's anything but, so when this thoughts come in, and you remember all the plans that you guys, the plans that was made, you were supposed to do this, maybe you're supposed to pay off the mortgage in so years, and the kids will go to this college, and you guys will go on vacation, this places, like stuff that while you were with the narcissist, their plans, which of course now you realize that those were future faking. These are things that they tell you, either one, to get away with something they already did, or to get away with something they're about to do. All that is future faking, and that's why all the plans that they probably made with you, immediately they jumped over to the next person. They kind of insert that person into those plans. That's why the plan is not really your plan, because this is a generic plan, one size fits all plan. So, and they just plug bodies in there, plug people in there, so it's not a specific plan to you guys where, whoa, we'll go to this, we'll visit this country and this country, we do a tour of this Europe or something like that. No, that the plan wasn't specific to you. It's a generic plan that anybody, they tell this story and then plug people in, which if you the next supply probably got part of the plan, quote unquote, that you thought was your plan. You thought you guys' plan rather, and it moves, they immediately somebody else is in that. So that's to tell you, as you're reminiscing about this, or you're having this thought of what it weighs, that's one of the things you have to remember. Those plans weren't really plans that weren't achieved, because those weren't real plans. Those were not, those were generic plans. Like I said, weren't specific to you. Those are things that a narcissist does, future faking, to get away with something they already did or they're about to do. End game is to distract you from what it has been done, or what is about to happen. So if you're looking back on that, oh, I missed out on that plan, on this plan. No, that was not even real. It wasn't even your plan. This is the generic plan, And of course, as looking back, like me, I was thinking, and then I realized, then you turn around and then you look at your kids. You're like, oh, it wasn't really a waste. You have these beautiful children. Yes, you would have wished to have it with somebody more, that doesn't need to con people to survive, to exist. They don't need to trick people to exist. You wish you had the kids with a genuine, real, loving person, but unfortunately that's not what happened. And because of those kids, because of the kids you have, you can't really look at those years as a waste. You don't really you can't look at them as a waste. Yeah, for a while those thoughts will be going through your head, like, all these years, whether it's 6 months, a year, 12 years, you'd be wondering what would have happened if I was with somebody that was for me, that didn't hold me back, maybe from my dreams, that didn't, throw out whatever I suggested, that didn't, that was supportive, Yeah, those thoughts will come in your head and all that. But, when we look back, I was looking back and I said, I see the kids, I say, well, that is, no, it wasn't completely a waste. And of course, coming out of this relationship, you probably learn a lot about yourself, things that you probably don't even know. I'm not saying this is a good thing that we went through it. God forbid, I do not wish this on anybody. But when you come out of it, you kind of surprised, you'll be amazed of what is in you that you probably haven't discovered when you go through these people. Because you know why? Because we are flying blind. We don't even know we're under attack, guys. we didn't know we were under attack. And somehow you made it out, whether they left you or you left them. If you're listening to this, obviously you're not completely down. You've somehow found your way to get up, which means you made it out. Even though we're flying blind, like we didn't even know we were under attack with these people. But here we are, trying to look for the pieces and look for glue and tape to put them all back together so we can, get going. So you look at that and you like, that wasn't a complete waste. You can call it a waste, but will you have those feelings that maybe you wasted your years? Yes, we're human beings. It's normal to have those thoughts. Every now and then it comes by in my head. So, especially if I did something that maybe I wanted to do for a while, and I just I completed it or something, and I'm like, wow, I could have done this like 5 years ago. This could have been done like, then my mind goes back, and then I draw myself back again and like, oh, hold on. Hold on. All those plans, all those future faking plans that the narcissist had weren't something you're supposed to think you missed out on, because they weren't even planned. It was planned, generic plan that they put in different bodies, and it wasn't really tailored to you. That's why when they jump out from you, if you let me say for example, let's say you guys are planning to have another kid. You're like, oh, okay, well, let's pay down the credit card, or or pay down the expense, some expense you want to get rid of, pay off the car, and then we think we can have another baby, so we can we have enough money to get ready for the baby. So when you come out from that, or they leave, or whatever, and then when they jump to the next supply, right away they have a child, and you're like, wait a minute, when you were thinking, I mean, the reason why probably you didn't have a child when you wanted to have a child was like, he had all these plans, or she had all these plans, let's get this done first, let's get that done first, and then we can have all this extra money, then we can do all this stuff. And then they jump out from the relationship with you. Now the other supply is pregnant. It's just obviously there wasn't any need. That whole plan of, let's do this, pay this down, pay that down, pay that, oh yeah, the light will be so much brighter, when we get all this out of the way. So obviously those weren't real issues. Those weren't any type of plan. This was something that the narcissist says just so they can get away with whatever it is they want to do, or they're about to do, or they already did. So all of a sudden now they have a baby with somebody else, but you guys' plan was, there were so many things that, we're gonna do this, do that, we're gonna travel, and then we'll come back and then we have this kid. All of a sudden, when they have a kid with the right away with the new supply, none of those prerequisites thing that you guys had going on applied. So you see why that was not really a plan. This is a generic thing that is kind of like a worksheet where you have fill in the blanks. They plug people in, so there's no you can't look at that and reminisce, oh wow, we missed out, we look at all the plans we made to do this, do this. No, those weren't real plans. That's them future faking to get away with, for whatever, something or they're about to do already did. So do we count the years with a narcissist as a mistake? Not really. If you start look at the children, that's, as much as, we have to deal with co-parenting with them. If you look at the kids, it's not, you can't really say it's a mistake. You have your children. Would you rather have had the children with somebody that is that is sane? Yes, I do. If I speak for myself, I really do, and I'm sure you guys do have somebody that is normal, even if you are divorced from that person. I mean, that at the end of the day, you guys will have the child's best interest at heart, which is not what we're dealing with, the opposite of what we're dealing with here now. So judging by the children is not really a waste, and at the same time, coming out of here, you learn the strength in you that you probably didn't even know you had. The zeal, I mean the will in you that it takes to ride through this without even knowing that you are actually at war, but somehow you made it out. That is something that maybe you may not have learned, that you have that much in you, from this. This is not, of course, this is not living with a narcissist is not a test to find this out. I wish we can learn that a different way. We don't have to go through this, that would be perfect. But that's one of the things that you discover about yourself when you come out of this, So was it a waste with a narcissist? Not completely. It's not completely. You learn so much about yourself. You have, of course, your beautiful kids, your child coming out of it. You would have preferred it with somebody saying, yes, but we got the kids out of it. And of course, as we go on now, we make sure that we do the best we can, considering what we're dealing with, to give the child, a chance, so that this crazy behavior that whoever we are co-parenting with has does not visit our children. And that's why we're here, and that's why we'll keep focusing on this channel, is to maintain our sanity, maintain your sanity, maintain the kids' sanity, so that you can the children can end up having a be emotionally healthy, just like you. So was it wasted time with a narcissist? Not really. All right, guys, get your mind right and everything else will fall into place. I will see you in the next video.